Hi everybody. So we have a nice Sedge-Hammer Klink, as we like to call it, that we're going to tie for you. It's very effective in the fast running water, so when you're fishing your dry dropper method or duo nymph. So we have a Hanak 230 BL, still water wet, size 10 hook in the vise. We're going to use some Piscari-fly Kevlar thread, 50D. And we're just going to tie that on there, just go down the body a bit and then come back up, just so we have a nice strong base there. So we're going to get some of our Piscari-fly Antron para post in orange and pink, and we're going to get 2 strands of each and just align them up. So we'll have 4 strands in total. So you're just going to put that in the middle, a couple of mil down from the eye, and a few lock and turns. What we just do is just cut away the longer waist, and we're just going to build up a nice bar just underneath this to support our hackle when we get to the stage of tying in our Grizzle hackle. It's important to do this so your hackles will align better when you're bring them down to create a base for the hackle, so that helps your fly support your nymph or any weight that's underneath your fly much better. So you can see that nice little, just about a mil, it's a mil and a half, so thick. You can go up a little bit higher if you like, it depends. Everyone has their own ways of doing it. And we just a few turns either side and pull down tight with that Kevlar thread just to make that base of the post nice and strong. And work our way down the body. So we're going to use some Gutermann Sulky copper tinsel. This will be our rib. We're just going to tie it in. You can use pearl if you like, if you don't have it, or any other kind of ribbon to give off just that extra bit of shine off the body. So next we're going to use some Hare dubbing, just natural Hare. If you want to use olive, different colours you can, depending on the time of year and what's hatching off the water. And we just want a nice tight body to this. The rib will help us with that as well. Just twist that post and pull it forward so the rib doesn't catch any of the fibres. Nice spaced out rib up the body. Cut away the waist. Just get a bit of a brush out, nice, get a nice little bit of a spiky body. Now what we're going to do here is we get some CDC. So normally 4 plums of CDC, so we have our Piscari-fly CDC, and we just line all them up together so they're all facing the same angle. What we're going to do is just make a nice little wing here, so I normally just match this up. You want to kind of just out off the back of the hook as we have here, off the bend of the hook. So what I do is I transfer hands, I grab it there, and from here I cut away the waist. Again, just pull that forward and sit this in behind your post. Down to a lock and turn. Lock down your CDC, just do 2 or 3 turns, make sure you're happy with the length of the CDC. And then just tighten that all in there without going too far down the body. Again, just make sure you don't trap any of those para post fibres, which can happen. Next we're going to get some Grizzle hackle, and you can use black, brown, any other colour you want, but we're just going to use some natural. So you just tie this in. Just remember with your hackle, you have two sides to your hackle. You have the inside and the outside. The outside is the darker side, so you want that facing you whilst you're tying it against the post, and the duller side on the inside facing against the post. And you're just going to tie that in and work your way up the original little stem that we made with our thread at the very start, and just secure our hackle to that. And just make sure you come to the very top of that stem that we made, and then just work your way back down to the bottom. Once you're happy with that, you can pick your THORAX dubbin. So we just have a mixed blend here that we use ourselves. It's just a bit of everything. Hare's ear, nice bit of red, purple, bit of blue, green. Mixer Spectra dubbins is in there. So what I normally like to do first is come in below the post, and just bring it, without going underneath the hook, come across the back of the post like this, like so, keeping the dubbin nice and tight. Come around and go down. The idea of that is, if you were just to do a figure of 8 based around the post, there's always a naked area on the other side of the post that never gets covered, and it's important to do a nice little turn around the back of the post first before going down over the hook. That just covers that area so that the thread doesn't stick out and the thorax area is fully covered with the dubbin that you've chosen. So what we do now is, just with our Grizzle hackle, we're just going to start at the top of that stem that we made, 1 or 2 turns there, and then just slowly, every turn underneath the previous turn, working our way down until you build up a nice base of a hackle. This will help add to the support for that nymph that you're going to hold underneath. Also, if fishing it just by itself, it'll help keep it up in the water. So what we're going to do is just bring the hackle back towards us, and on the inside come in with our thread in over the eye. You do 2 or 3 of them turns, and then just pull everything back at the front at the eye without trapping anything down as much as possible. Do a couple of turns in front just to create that head. What we'll do now is just whip finish, 2 or 3 turns of whip finish, hold the eye and pull down nice and tight on the Kevlar. That will secure everything in, making sure your head's nice and strong. You pull back your waist hackle and clip in at the butt. What we do then is just clip away any stragglers that are sitting down from the eye that might have got caught as we were finishing or tying off. What we do then before we cut the post is we split the post in half and we pull it either side like that. That just helps flatten down the hackles, the Grizzle hackle that we based around the post. Again, turn your vise if you can, and grab the power post and pull it in the opposite direction. You do this in several directions if you want. What I like to do then is just massage the Grizzle hackle around the post as well, pulling it in, making a nice flat post, as you can see. What we'll do then is just make sure you grab all the posts without trying to grab any of the Grizzle hackles, and then just cut where you think you need to. Remember, it's important not to have your post too high because the wind can catch it and turn it over in the water on you. So you want to just give it a nice little brush out. Get all those little small strands from the post that might have just caught themselves in the body. And there you have it. Nice, very buoyant, very effective Sedge-Hammer Klink, as we like to call it. Will hold up, if tied right, can hold up nymphs to 3.5 mil. And before we finish, what we normally do before we put it back in our box or have it ready to bring out fishing, we use a bit of watershed. Watershed is very effective dry fly treatment, and I always keep this at the fly tying desk. And all you're going to do is just a couple of drops in on the CDC and the post. What that'll do is it'll soak down into the body of the hare's ear. You leave that for a couple of hours and it'll dry out before you put it back in your box, and it will help make the fly more buoyant and make the fly dry from the inside out rather than the outside in, such as using gink or something like that. So we do with this, well, we treat with a bit of watershed, and then we would use some of our own dry fly, Dry X is one of our new products. We would give it a pump spray of 2 or 3 times, and then place it on the fly and let it dry. And when you get to the river, you don't have to use a whole lot of dry fly treatment to treat your flies. These flies will just stay dry all day long. But it's just an extra little additive to help keep your fly dry and lasting a bit longer on the water while you're out fishing. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to give us a like and a follow, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching.